Three poems. The first one I'll start with is a retelling of a Greek mythology story, and it features four of the Greek gods. There's Ares, the god of war, Aphrodite, the goddess of beauty and love, and Aphrodite is also consort to the god Hephaestus, who's the god of blacksmiths and metal workers. And finally there's Helios, the sun god, who's also known as the all-seeing. And the story revolves around Helios spying a secret tryst between Ares and Aphrodite, and he tells Hephaestus, who weaves a mesh of invisibly fine wire to ensnare the lovers. And this is the poem Wandering Eyes. The world at the extremities of sight is like a rainbow, superficially flat, a slight curl at the edges, a vein cut to the cloth, songbirds in attendance keeping dust and fingerprints off. After all the paths and the mazes, each one bringing you back to the world of local councils, obsessing over speed bumps and high hedges, because we like to know what's going on next door, behind the glass and the roses, when the pubs, full from moon to midday, turn out at closing with cold shoulder and a whiff of hops. Then, tiptoeing obliquely, the kiss of another morning, like the rainbow reborn, high above rock and rubble. In one house can be heard somebody is snoring. The sharp eye spies a man shaving back the stubble. A woman applies her face before lifting a latch to slip out as the world awakes. The scent of bread freshly baked, and the fisherman bringing home the catch. Thank you.
What inspired the poem? If you don't mind me asking, so I'll be the question master.
Yeah, I just love Greek stories, the Greek mythology stories, and I like trying to tell them in a more modern representation, transplant them into a more modern scenario.
It's quite interesting. I was watching a program a few days ago and I didn't have any clue. Ares was actually another name for Mars, and then it was in a television program a gentleman was doing a crossword and he said, God of War is Mars, and the guy said, no. So in the Greek it is Ares.
Yeah, it's easy to mix up the two, they're sort of fairly interchangeable between the Roman and the Greek. But,
if you're going to steal, you might as well steal from the best, isn't it? What was your second poem? Did you want to give your name as well?
Oh yeah, my name's Giles Turnbull, live in Abergavenny and sort of wander around the area, Newport, Cwmbran. I do a class with Maya, who's going to read in a minute. So my second poem's called Ordinary Lives and Painful. How special is special? What treasures would bloom if every reflection came back with pictures fit to hold a room in raptures? This would simply be another, would only be a fact, and fancy would never flatter. Ordinary lives and painful imperfections in the loves that matter would never make them real or better. And every road and every town would never form a path tomorrow. All is possible only when fragile leaves a tattered edge, like snowflakes falling after mishap clouds of talked out pleasure, and therein lies strength and character, so much coming from apparent failure. And finally, I've got a poem called Dressing Down. Do you dream of knights in armour shining? With this rose between my teeth, I turn my collar to the wind and feign attack with verbal phrases, but seek no glory, so to speak. Passing largely unobserved into another morning, without a flag unfurling, without a second warning, and just this heart upon my sleeve. A knight in ordinary coat holds on to hope, in love believes, sharpens his pen and quietly writes the story.
I'm going to ask the question.
Yeah.
Who are your favourite poets? Who do you look for inspiration?
The very first poets that I started reading were Thomas Hardy, T.S. Eliot, and the poet Sir Walter Scott. And I have a very fond memory of being about 8, and I was at a school jumble sale, and the teacher sold me a little tartan book, maybe a couple of inches high, and it was Sir Walter Scott's poem, The Lord of the Isles, and I thought it looked like a spell book at the time, but it really attracted me to his writing, so yeah.
It has to be said, you start on the lower quality end of the market. You want to start, you're sort of, it's yes, I mean, because to me, I think poetry should write. That's my own. That sounds terrible. Yes, there should be a bit of prose there.
Yeah.
Is anybody a non-prose poet here? We have to ask. Or are you all rhymes and descriptions?
Well, I'm quite light on the rhymes mainly.
Well, thank you very much for that.
Okay. Thank you.